It's a hot take. So I have a hot take for you. My hot take? Well, I think some artists need to put a little more energy in their live set. Overly complicated tracks are things that kind of ruin a track for me. Don't stick to any kind of genre label.
Future bass is the worst music genre ever created.
Barber Beats was the original vaporwave. Fuck General MIDI Choir. It's all bad.
Bruh.
Worst album artwork I've ever seen is Green Day's Father of All Motherfuckers, probably.
I find new music often, and I usually illegally download it.
Stuff that sounds good. Sampleless vaporwave is still vaporwave, buddy.
MIDI wave is a form of vaporwave. Deal with it.
Gen Z's the future of vaporwave. I said it. What is your musical guilty pleasure, Vapebearer?
It's gotta be K-pop.
If you don't like mint chocolate chip ice cream, you are a baby.
Music isn't real. I smell weed.
I'm Dan Mason. This is Vapebearer.
This is FM Skyline.
This is Mesh.
Yo, this is Groovy Kaiju. This is Christ, and you're listening to
Hot Takes.
That's the one.
Don't touch my records. Ever.
Hey, welcome back to Hot Takes, everybody. It is me, Young Shiro, and my illustrious cohort,
Skeleton Lipstick.
Back for Season 3, a whole new season of your favorite Vapor art and music discussion podcast, Hot Takes. Hope you guys like the new look. We've got a hell of a first guest that I'll have Skelly introduce here in just a minute. But, as always, just a reminder, we love you guys. We're glad you're here. All questions are our top priority at all times, so keep them rolling. If you have a question for our guest, just don't hold back. Debates, argument topics, geek out sessions, don't hold back. You guys are a part of this community, and you are our favorite part of this show. So, and of course, let me know if I'm too quiet, if the music is too loud, if our guest is too quiet or Chris is too loud. Keep me in the know, and try to punch up if need be. No punching down. Gonna post the link with Streambot. If you feel led to donate. Quiz, don't start, buddy. But anyways, I'll turn my mic up, I guess. Oh man, thank you. Got a little
such a good new layout.
So let's thank Lunitas for the artwork. Former guest on the show, very, very skilled artist and musician, Lunitas. We commissioned to do our background artwork of Chris and I. And I've got a whole new like Windows kind of themed look with a nod to the Final Fantasy chat box for the subtitles. I guess my mic isn't very loud. All right, Quiz, I'll boost it a little bit. But anyways, guys, just keep us in the loop. Don't forget to help us promote. Invite a friend. Post about it on Twitter, Facebook, Insta, whatever. Bring some people in here. Raid our chat. And without further ado, let's you're never gonna get James. You're right. So I'm gonna start tonight off, guys, with some recommendations. We've been on a small little sabbatical, and we want to thank you guys for your patience with us. So I've had plenty of time to crate dig, and I got 3 recommendations for y'all. I want to start off with a really obvious one. Maybe I'm a little late to the game, but former guest and first 3 guests, I might add, FM Skyline on 100% Electronica has an excellent album called Lightwear. It's a little on the short side, but I like to consider a distilled, concentrated form of what they do best, which is the MIDI wave type of vibe, like a mind's eye personified, you might say. Beautiful stuff. If you've not heard, thank you for the link, Lux. If you've not heard FM Skyline, what are you doing? But if you're a fan of Windows 96, Eyeliner, Hotel Pools, or I don't know, there's some other great names I could throw out there. Check out Lightwear by FM Skyline. Don't waste any time. People are already asking about Sade. We'll get to that. Second recommendation, we're going to go a little vapor adjacent for these two. Got an album I can recommend by a lo-fi house artist called Funk Fox, and it's called Uncertain. If you are not a stranger to the stream, you know I love lo-fi house. Of course, Chris likes it too, but I mean, I'm obsessed. Funk Fox makes a very gentle, quiet, muted type of lo-fi house that borrows a lot with from samples of 90s R&B, 90s and 80s R&B. So if you want something gentle but danceable that's vapor adjacent, take you a little out of your comfort zone, check out Uncertain by Funk Fox. Recommended to fans of DJ Seinfeld, Ross from Friends, and DJ Sabrina the Teenage DJ. Yes, Lux, I actually have these links ready to go. So with my last recommendation, Chris, I don't know if you've heard of this artist, but I want to say I discovered them maybe thanks to Lux or possibly just stumbled upon Green Lines. And their album. So they're kind of like, I guess they made vaporwave or like hypnagogic pop at one point, but they made an album called The Calm. And The Calm has got some vapor, like you can hear like saxophone and stuff in it, but the biggest thing that I like about The Calm is that it is a like breakbeat meets lush sound fonts meets like vapor, like ethos, right? So it's almost like if somebody, if FM Skyline and Simple Syrup were to hang out with Akasha System for a week, that's what Green Lines sounds like. So if you like breakbeat, lo-fi house, or vaporwave, you got to check out The Calm by Green Lines. Now, I've talked enough tonight. We're going to do what we do best, and we're going to get a hot take from the doctor himself.
Hello. So, my hot take tonight is, I guess, more of a question about what you guys think about this. So it seems more and more these days that artists have been moving away from releasing albums and into more often releasing singles. Because in the streaming age, obviously, you can do as much promotion for a single as you can for an album, but with a single, you don't have as much tied to it. You can pitch it to playlists, and you don't have to invest so much of yourself into the process of making it, but you can put just as much promotion behind it. So it just makes me want, like, I see this more and more. Some artists out there now only have singles released. I've looked at some wave artists that I'm into, and it's just single after single after single. Is this just the way that music is going? I don't think albums are going to completely go by the wayside, but I don't know. There may be some artists that will eventually just never release albums, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. I think, John has often talked about his belief in the album and his belief in the medium of the album, but is this kind of, I don't know, is it going to eventually sort of be not the main way that we digest music? Are we just going to ingest it through singles? The way that these logarithms work and the way that listening to music in general works these days is it's sort of based on, like, you put one song on and then another recommendation comes up on after it. And I guess the more singles you release, the more likely you have the chance of working your way into that way of being listened to. So it's kind of like, it's very sad. We talked a lot about physical releases not happening that much for artists, but the idea of albums in general. What do you guys think about that?
I'm keen to know what the chat thinks as well, because you and I are around the same age. We're we grew up on albums. They had maxi singles and stuff. But
I would buy an album and I would put it on the car or put it on the Walkman or whatever, and I'd listen to the whole thing. I'd study the album. You know what I mean? I would go through it. I'd look at the liner notes. I'd pay attention to the organization of the songs and how they came forward. You really studied an album. You would get one album, you would study it. But now, it's sort of a smattering of everything, right? You put on the song and then a generated playlist comes up. And the way that you sort of take advantage of being on generated playlists is by releasing singles, right? So that's the generated playlist. Is the generated playlist sort of replacing the album for people?
I think that's probably the reason that's happening, man. You hit it right on the head. It's for the algorithm, and people have to promote their work. I'm trying to turn my gain up for quiz, But it is a little sad, occasionally. Just, seeing the death of the long form album. Honestly, I feel like our scene, more than anything, has kind of kept it alive.
Oh, for sure.
People are definitely fans of long albums, like really long albums sometimes. But that's a hot take for another day. Well, listen, I forgot to grab my drink, but before I run off, I want to thank Saturn Fu for your generous donation. Shout out Saturn Fu, first dono of 2023. Maybe we should bring our guest on and see what they think of your take. Do you want to tell the people about CyanBlue?
Oh, CyanBlue is the very, very fascinating artist. Wonderful future funk artist. I'm not even sure, does he consider himself future funk? Is that what we do?
That's a great question,
actually.
and I would like to ask him that,
I just think it's his own vibe, though. So if you haven't listened to the album Cyantology, definitely go ahead and listen to it right now because it's a party through and through. But this is a unique character.
The blacksmith.
This is a unique character. Not only does he craft outstanding future funk, if you want to call it that, but he's also somebody who has a lot of personality, and that's kind of and that's a fun thing that shines through not only in his music but in his communications with people. He shows up on all kinds of different podcasts throughout the vapor sphere, and whenever he does, it's a whole new fun spice just sort of layered out into the conversation. You never know exactly what he's going to say or what you're going to get, but it's always going to be entertaining and insightful. So let's bring him on.
All right, so CyanBlue, couldn't agree more. We're going to go ahead and I hope you guys like our little screensaver here, but you can go ahead and unmute yourself, Cyan, and face reveal.
Ladies
nope.
and
Sorry.
gentlemen. Oh my
No
goodness,
face reveal.
I'm finally here. Guys, you've been waiting for this moment for, I'm sure, since the show's very existence.
Since
I'm
before we even
finally
had the
here.
show.
Guys, I know you love me. We're going to have a great time in these ways.
It is not
We're
a
gonna-
secret. I have not kept it a secret at all. I've teased and I've prodded, and I have...
I've heard behind the scenes that you were desperately trying to get me on here. I mean,
I wouldn't say...
DM'd Lux to give me your contact information. It was like she was shaking ready to get me in contact with you. I mean, it was pretty incredible.
Hey, I know. Listen, Chris and I Chris throws parties, right? I just play at it.
I am the party.
You
know,
are.
some people have
Thank
said
you.
this, even though I've never been to a party.
You've never
What?
been to a party? You never
Never
been to a
been
dance
to a
Gotta
party?
be playing.
Not never to a dance party. You know, it's
Oh,
pretty
no.
incredible.
You're
It's
missing
like
out, bud.
It's like I'm a born talent for that event. No one wants to put me on though, so hey, that's a little insight for you promoters out there.
Well, would love to put you on, but where are you located at, Cyan? I can't remember.
I am in the Great White North of Canada.
Oh, you're in Canada. That's
Canada.
right. There's
So-
some guys over in Canada. You talk to Indy, something like that. Maybe he should set up some shows.
People, you need to fly me out and accommodate me for everything. Exactly.
He's
But
got
it's a lot of money.
He's
Oh,
got
maybe
a
for everything.
It's a
list.
big ass.
Mhm.
Got a lot of demand.
Hey, at the end of the day, bud, I mean, transitioning. I don't produce music, right? So I have very little knowledge about. We'll get into that. Man, this mic is such a piece of shit. Sorry. Sorry to our viewers, but anyways,
Yeah, you tell that Mike whose business.
I will. But anyways,
Give it.
I feel like you know how to make party music. Like when I heard, and I can thank Lux for this. I hope you know it's completely Lux's fault that I'm a fan. When I heard, I think it's called "See It in Blue," and then the spot, it was just like, it was what I've been looking for years. Like I'm really picky about my future funk, man.
Picky about future funk too.
Real
Mhm.
picky.
I mean, guys, because the bar is set so low of entry.
The
I'm
bar is
sure
set so low.
Vaporwave
I'm gonna grab this
has had
drink real
a
quick.
similar type of issue. When it comes to future funk, you got to be very picky with these types of things. You don't want to go out there and listen to I was about to say somebody's name. I was going to throw them under the bus.
Oh, no.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to get
Nice
too
catch.
spicy on here.
Hey, I
But you
got
gotta
some
be-
spicy questions for you, but usually I let Chris
Oh?
get oh yeah, I do. But, hey, you're the one running the show. And speaking of show, I think you need to play some shows, and I think you agree. And just whatever you got to do, SP, DJ controller, whatever, fucking press play and dance. It's been done. You got to do
Seen
it.
that happen? Somebody's just on the decks pressing play. I thought they get in trouble for that.
Maybe at Chris's show.
Like a DJ dance party? Well, it depends on what you're considering. If it's a performance, then it could be whatever you want. If it's like a DJ dance party thing, then yeah, you gotta use some things.
Because
but if it's a performance, if you just label it as a performance, then the door is open now for you to interpret your performance however you like.
I mean,
that's the workaround, right?
Because I definitely heard through the grapevine from fellow producers, they are not happy if you just press play.
Not if you're doing like a DJ dance party. Probably none of them like that very much. But Cyan, how did you get into this scene? What brought you here?
What brought me here? You know, it's pretty amazing. If I have to, you know, describe it in one word, maybe two, but most likely one. Maybe I could try two. Nah, I'll take that back. I'll try one. I came here to Feature Funk to do one thing.
Okay.
Any guesses? I mean, I'm open.
Were you here to chew bubblegum? I mean,
I came here to Feature Funk to bring the funk.
To bring the funk.
I mean, let's be real here. There's been some people slacking on that department for some time.
Came here to regulate.
Shit. Time for the flames.
How did you find out about Future Funk? Like, what was the first artist you heard from this world?
Well, you see, my origins date back, you know, more so producing French house.
Okay, no way.
Okay.
And so it's through French house, online French house at least, in what, the early, in like early 2000 and, no, late 2013. So I would have been 12 years old. Yeah, I've been doing this.
Oh, damn, you're quite young.
You are quite young.
I've been doing this for a decade now, so I'm 22. I started this at 12 years old.
That's very interesting. That's very interesting. Is at 12 years old, you're already using the digital audio workstations, things like that. You know,
and I totally acquired that legally, mind you. If anyone's listening.
I find it very fascinating how younger people sort of start with the digital audio workstations rather than like even traditional instruments these days. You know,
right?
You know, that's a thing. That's a new thing, I think. Because back in the day,
it's just so much complications. I mean, in my youth, I did a little violin. I don't remember how to play it. I don't remember how to play it now. I got a guitar. I would always break the strings because you know how if you turn the tuner too much and then the strings like snap.
Like if you make it too tight.
Yeah. I never knew that, so I would always accidentally snap the guitars I got. So that ended in a disaster.
So then you were on the digital audio workstations at around 12. Was there a particular artist that you were listening to that made you want to start making your own music? Was it Daft Punk? Was it something like that?
Yeah. Definitely Daft Punk, I would say, is the starting point for most people when they're getting into, you know, French house. And then from Daft Punk, it branches off to either Thomas Side of Roulette, his record, and then Guy Mann's Crydomore.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. That's it. You know, Daft Punk is fascinating to me because that's a producer. Those are producers that have like they made albums that were done in 1996, and people, you know, like you hear it in 2010 or 11 or so, and it inspires you to make your own music. And this is music that was made several years ago, decades ago now at that point. So it's very interesting. The lasting power and the influence of Daft Punk should never be underestimated.
True.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, these guys are definite legends in this game. May they rest in peace. It's very sad that who exploded in that video? Was it Thomas? Or Guy
I think that, well, so here's what happens. That they both that's actually a clip from the Daft Punk original movie Electroma, and
That
in the
is
sequence, yeah. So I think the one of them self-destructs the other one, and the other one tries to.
Are you talking about that Interstellar 777 movie?
I am not. I'm talking about Electroma, which has like barely any Daft Punk music in it. It's a live action movie.
Yeah, I thought it was like it didn't have any of the music, but fans put music onto YouTube.
Does that have anything to do with like that Troma film studio?
No.
Like Toxie and everything?
No, it has nothing to do with Toxie.
Okay.
I would say that it's actually like rather it's really funny because it's rather pretentious and long, and most of the time it's just them walking around the desert till they get tired and blow each other up. Well, one of them blows himself up, the other one tries to set himself on fire with a piece of glass and can't do it, so he starts like smashing his head on a rock.
Like, don't they try to make themselves human at one point in the
They do. They put on like the fake skin. Yeah, it melts off.
Is it like a giant music video?
I mean, not
really. It's just like a long form movie that's kind of like depressing and interesting, and it's
scored
just,
entirely
it's
by Daft Punk.
Starring Daft Punk?
Yeah,
I got you.
They don't score it. I think my point is that I'm saying is that they actually like there's like no Daft Punk music in it. It's just
that's
them.
weird.
Yeah.
And
but
that's why I love them so much. It's very left field move for them. They're always doing strange things. All the music videos are very strange, interesting. They're French.
I think the strangest video of theirs would have to be Technologic.
With the guy,
with the robot. Yeah,
I would say
that one's definitely strange.
Did you see like the music video for like? Was it? Well, they're all really strange. I love the funk music video though. With what's the dog's name?
Charlie, I think.
Charlie, and he's just walking around, just like down on his luck, trying to find a friend, and I thought that's a great music video. It's one of my favorites. Spike Jonze.
Have you guys found a friend?
Found a friend. I'm best kept to myself.
Oh.
So what else were you into growing up, if I can ask? You've obviously got the Daft Punk inspiration. What else fuels the CyanBlue product?
Okay, and so now if we're talking about internet artists, I would say at the early beginnings, you're looking at artists like the Phantom's Revenge.
Oh, Phantom's Revenge is great. I love Phantom's Revenge.
Very, very great artists, still making some fantastic sample clips. I'm very honored to have a release on the same internet label with Montel.
I was going to
Actually,
say, shout out.
They did the release. They did that Phantom's Revenge vinyl. That's right.
Mm-hmm. They followed.
Oh,
me,
they asked you to release, huh?
We love Fiverr.
Fiverr.
We love.
We
love Fiverr.
They wanted the new CyanBlue. I was like, guys, I don't know if I can give you it, but like, we'll do some stuff with it. And then I was like, I had to give in. So that's
Fiverr. Friend to the show. He's been on here too.
Oh, were they bad? Were they good?
Fiverr's great.
Fiverr was great. Fiverr can talk.
I know. He's wonderful.
So Fiverr and Chris and Fiverr went like this for 2 whole hours, and I was like, so yeah, he was a great guest.
Chiming in every now and then. Okay.
Trying.
Like, what, do you not go way back? Like, or is just Chris a talkative person?
I used to be a more talkative person. And also, I know Fiverr pretty well. He's a good friend of mine. We've played shows together. He's visited a few times, so,
Oh, they slept on your couch?
Fiverr didn't sleep on my... Oh, no, he did sleep on my couch one time. No, he did. That's right.
Awesome.
Yeah, he did. Actually, I think I gave him the bed. I take it back.
I mean, both Fiverr and Chris have jumped into FunnyNet before, or not FunnyNet, but like Randy's stream, and they both kind of take it over for the time that they're there, and it's humorous.
Awesome.
At least in my opinion, it's humorous.
2 online extroverts get on a same platform together, talking each other's ears out.
Oh yeah, I mean, he's just a
Exactly.
very good friend of mine, and he's been a good support system for me over the years as well. I'm a big fan of Alex.
Same.
Yeah, exactly.
Great guy. Very, very kind. Very skilled. Like, intimidatingly
Ooh.
skilled.
Very
Fiber.
busy all
You're
the time.
intimidated.
I hope he's relaxing right now.
I hope so too. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm intimidated, but I would say that I have a lot to learn from Fiber, and I respect how skilled and like multifaceted they are. You know?
Ooh, okay. Multifaceted. Oh, I mean, let's really dig deep on this. What multifacetedness are you really impressed of by the Romanian god himself?
Well,
running anybody running a record label is like, I don't know how they do it. I could
right.
never.
They run a label.
That is true.
They
I don't
do
know how
graphic
they do
design. They master audio. They make music. They got their degree. They're in a relationship. Like,
Come on, give them their flowers. Come on, go.
yeah,
More.
holy shit, more. All right, so what
Let's talk about CyanBlue again.
yeah, like we're here to talk about CyanBlue. I want to know, and Chris
Fiber
kind of
had his
sort of
episode.
already asked, like, so you've been working on making music for 10 years, but you kind of exploded on the scene with Cyantology. And I know you had like a silly little thing going on with Discoholic for a little while. Or I think it was Discoholic. But like, what made you decide to take the step and be like, all right, I'm gonna make this banger album and I'm gonna drop it on Business Casual, and all of a sudden I'm just gonna be there? Like, where did that come from?
You know, Future Funk needed a resurgence. I was sick and tired of all these, dud albums being released. You know, people in my circle, however, in terms of Future Funk, we make the good shit. Like the Barb Walters.
Barb
Happy
Walters
Colas,
is fire.
Eve.exe.
Nice.
We are legends in this, and it was only the right time to come in a year after the pandemic at around Halloween, not to spook the people, but maybe rejuvenate the people with the holy spirit of Future Funk that can only be found in Cyantology, out now in Business Casual.
Gotcha.
So really, I mean, it's about rejuvenation. Future Funk was getting stale. I revived it again. You're welcome. I'm gonna pat myself
You're
on the back
welcome.
for that right
You
there.
did collaborate with a lot of people on Cyantology, and you definitely had some very big and important and skilled people that you worked with.
Oh, absolutely. I got a close relationship with everybody on that record. Dr. Klepter, fantastic guy over there from Norway. I brought them in on a track with LaFunk. A funny fact about that track, I sent the stems to both of them. They gave me some cool shit to work with, then I pieced it together to that track.
Oh,
nice.
So they gave you little bits and pieces, and you organized it. You orchestrated that. Okay.
I mean, that's just the visionary you get from me.
I also really like your song with Lola Disco. What's it called again? There's the song you have with Lola Disco. That's
Gotta Have You.
That's it.
That is a gem right there.
It's a great song.
One of the. Oh, I'll let you finish, Isaac.
No. I apologize for interrupting you. I want to hear the Lola
please,
Disco
please
story.
Please continue. I'm open.
Once you finish the Lola Disco story, I would like to know how long it took you to put the album together and just what your process. I would love to hear the whole story.
The whole story?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, are you sitting down? Are you ready for this?
I'm sitting down.
I'm sitting down.
All right. It wasn't that much. I shot them a DM and that was it. Oh, wait, this is for the Lola Disco story, right? Or the album?
The album. But you please
Well,
finish
do
the
the
Lola
album.
Disco story.
Oh, well, the Lola Disco story was that. The album story. Now that's something entirely. The album first started with a name. With a name, you gotta make a statement. And for me, I only felt it was right to, have it be named Cyantology.
Right.
Because the people who follow me, aren't just fans. We are a part of a movement, and that movement is called Cyantology. So the name of the album is very important.
Right.
In my opinion, you can't start making an album if you don't even know what it's going to be called. Just
That's
doesn't
an
even make
interesting
sense
thing.
at that point.
Oh,
We
that's
have a.
interesting.
It is. It kind of
The
harkens back
idea
to our
that you
debate
come up
about
with
track
the
names.
name first before you come up with the name of the album, and I'm thinking about it too. And I'm like, I think I kind of have done that too. Anytime I've made an album, I had the name first before I was really fully finished the album. I never thought about it.
Without the name of the album, how can you even work towards constructing it? In my opinion, you always got to start with the name.
You.
And
I
now,
agree with you.
let's even look at the very first track name on the album. Could you guys read that out for me? Come on, you know what it is.
Isn't it See It in Blue? Let me look this up.
Exactly.
It is, isn't it?
See It in Blue.
Badass
Why?
intro track.
Because the future of my future funk is in blue. Guys, I've been thinking about this. I am miles ahead of everyone in this game. It is incredible.
I'm biased, but I absolutely agree. I would like to know why you chose the name CyanBlue. What does it mean?
Guys, I need to ask again. Are you sitting down for this?
Yes.
Sir. This is now very serious. I'll say it again. Are you sitting down?
Let me make sure. All right. Chris, are you ready?
Perfect. All right.
Yes.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm trying to drum up that suspense as long as I can. People in chat, get ready to clip this moment because it's gonna go viral. People
Jesus
in chat,
Christ. Clip it.
are you ready?
Holy shit. See in the chat for CyanBlue.
All right, people. I think you're ready. I'm finally gonna reveal the backstory to my name.
Oh shit.
All right. This is it. I just like the color blue. That's it.
Ew.
You heard it on Hot Takes.
Exclusive.
Damn.
Exclusive right
But
there,
you
people.
like Cyan as well, so like you couldn't choose between the two.
I mean, cyan is a blue color. I just can't call myself blue. It's not gonna work with Google. Plus, I wanted a name that you're not gonna really hear too much combined with blue. You're not gonna really see in your everyday lives people type cyan. Let's be real.
Yeah, that's
True.
a very good point as well. And I have to say, the name is phonetically just very fun to say.
Exactly. And like that, I arise like a phoenix from the ashes of future funk, rejuvenating it once again.
I would like to hear a long-form story of Future Funk lying in waste, written by like Wizard of Loneliness or something.
I'm sure an AI
The story
could
of the
write
origin.
it for us. Maybe like a chat GPT. So,
That's that question.
yeah.
We have our
What do you
first
do?
viewer question, if you don't mind me getting that in really quick. Pacific Plaza, good friend of the show. Welcome back. Pacific Plaza wants to know, he says, question for the Cyantologist. Do you ever make edits of your songs for DJs to play? For example, stuff with longer intros and outros, extended breaks or edits, etc.
Like, what do I factor that in to the production, or do I send the DJ an edit?
Well, a lot of songs that are like made to be played at the club will have like a long, like silent kind of 4 on the floor intro to give DJs time to like transition and like mix in and out of songs. I'm not
That
assuming
is true
Pacific.
because I gave me the idea when I was in a call with the
I'm We're losing you a little bit there, buddy. Cyan, you still with us?
Music.
Yeah, I think your internet shit itself.
Uh-oh.
Well, if you can hear us, maybe leave the chat and come back really quick.
Oh, and he's back. There we go.
There he is. You with us?
Oh.
I'm going to throw up the screensaver real quick. Because I really want to know the answer to this question.
All right. Well, while we're waiting.
Yeah,
how are you
let's
doing,
not
Isaac?
let's not sit here in silence. I'm doing pretty good. I'm very excited to be back on the show. Cyan,
Are you back, buddy?
with us? This poor fool's been
All right.
sitting in this voice chat for like hours.
I know.
He thought we were supposed to start like an hour earlier than we actually started.
Well, how you doing, Isaac? How's your?
I'm doing good, buddy. Okay, he just got back.
Am I
Oh,
allowed?
there you go.
Yeah,
good?
we hear you.
You're good. We hear you. You're
So
good.
I'm doing good, but we'll talk about that later.
I mean,
Yeah.
what was I saying last time?
You were talking about Chris. What was he talking about?
You were going to ask him a question about. I don't
The
remember.
DJ
What were you gonna
edits.
ask about? That's it.
Hey, I was saying Chris gave
Oh, this is unreal.
me the idea.
Okay, Cyan, close your Discord out. Like, hang up the call, close
Make-
Discord. Damn, this never happens on fucking FunnyNet. I'm doing great, Chris. Hopefully you are as well. Very excited to be back with my best bud. And Luxury Noise, thank you so much for your generous donation. They're dropping Randy emojis in the chat.
Oh, I love that. That's great.
So, you'll pardon me if I kind of jump in your way a little bit with the biographical questions. Because I wanted to talk to this motherfucker for months.
Please
like,
do. hope he gets
I don't
back in
think I
soon.
can express adequately, dear viewers, how over the moon I am. And I hope that it's not untoward of me to just say, Cyan messaged me and said, we have some things we need to talk about. A month ago. And I was like, okay. And I jumped in a voice call with them and they said, oh, Isaac, we've got a lot of things we need to talk about. I think I'm going to come on your show and promote my new album. There's a newer CyanBlue. So, we haven't gotten that far yet. But if you've seen the advertisements, you've seen the advertisements for the BizCast releases, right, Chris?
Yes.
Yeah, we got some new Chance de la Soul coming up. Christ got a new album coming up. And a new one by CyanBlue. An even newer CyanBlue. I don't want to steal their thunder and, like, talk about what it is. But, just saying, I got it. Ahead of release. And it's good. If you like future funk, if you like party music, if you like 80s R&B and just quick chops, it is good. You're going to like it. Quiz says it seems like a re-release. No, unfortunately, Swablin, they are not back yet. I'm really hoping that they can come back and join us. And I'll defer to you with your questions for a little bit, Chris.
So anyway.
Calmori99, thanks for the tip. We appreciate you more than you know.
What else is going on, Isaac? How's life?
Well, I'm really keen to know if the Barbery is going to open back up, man. Are they like
They're
closed
still
or
refurbished. They're
Still-
like for the last like a year and a half, man. I swear to
Jesus
God,
God.
it's definitely been like a year. I feel like now.
that is a long
Almost.
closure? Well, hopefully it's all
I guess
worth it.
it's not a year yet, but it's soon. Hopefully,
Yeah,
we're doing.
It's been-
doing another party at the 700 in Philadelphia, which is a fun club as well.
I got you.
That party's
Yeah.
called Eclipse.
Pacific Plaza asked us, since we're still waiting on Cyan to, maybe they're resetting their router or something, if we wish more Future Funk producers made DJ edits. You want to field that one first?
Do you wish more Future Funks? Yeah, of course. That would be wonderful. And, easier to mix into rather than sometimes a lot of Future Funk songs start by just a little filter.
True.
And it starts. So I usually have to kind of like fast forward past that part to find a cue. That would be nice.
Alex also wants to know if you make your own DJ edits.
All right, fellas, are we back?
I do. Oh, you're so back. Love it.
Yeah! See you in the chat for CyanBlue.
Thank God.
Would you reset your router or something?
Nah, I just hoped and prayed to the Cyantology gods to bring me.
It worked.
They brought me back.
It
Now
worked.
I'm a true
Finally.
believer.
I could finally say what Chris brought to Cyantology.
Whoa.
They helped me make sure to keep in mind to make sure my track were good for DJs to use in their sets. That is why Your Gunna has a drum break end, and I'm Loving has a drum break beginning.
I see.
I love that song. I really love that song. Honestly,
It's very funky.
I feel like your tracks are really easy to DJ with. And they pop. Like if you have like a couple, Chris, you got to give the audience like a break for a second. You got to like let them like have like not a mellow track, but like just like kind of a moment to just vibe. But then you got to bring in like a fucking banger, and that's where CyanBlue comes into play.
I mean, that's the beauty of Cyantology. Every single track is a banger. You've never seen a Future Funk release like that. You only get it from me, baby. Like that, yeah.
You're right. When I do my Future Funk parties, when I play for people, I just play CyanBlue. Nothing else.
I mean, that's how you should be doing it always. I mean, I don't know who you were playing originally, but that's over and done with. It's only me.
Dreamtone bangers. Just kidding. We've got a sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, do the questions in the chat first.
All right, Porter Vaughn actually tagged you as well. Porter Vaughn says, I think Future Funk should lean into the DNA it shares with vaporwave and be more psychedelic or experimental. It sucks when it just sounds like more regular electro house. Agree or disagree? Cyan, what do you think?
The samples are
I'm
important.
gonna have to respectfully disagree.
Damn.
Come on.
Future Funk has to evolve away from just being a sister genre to vaporwave and to be something it can stand on by itself,
Fair.
In the general public, if I were to explain what I do to people, I would first have to explain, do they know what vaporwave is?
Okay.
Think Future Funk, now more sped up and better. Yeah, but that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. But
You heard it on Hot Takes.
Future Funk has to be itself. So I don't mind if it sounds like electro house, new disco, French touch, or French house. It's itself now. It's its own entity. So respectfully, I'm gonna have to disagree.
Well, I'll take it.
Do you get a lot of joy out of making music? Does it bring you joy when you do this? What do you get from it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is still very much so a hobby for me.
Yeah.
But what a wonderful hobby it is. I mean, I get to make music.
It's a beautiful thing, right?
Fucking awesome. I mean, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to swear on here.
You can swear.
I am. I've just been clean so far, but
you can swear, particularly if it's you expressing passion. You know what I mean? I love that.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am the greatest fucking thing to touch this subgenre. I mean, what a magnificent artist I am. Not to sound narcissistic, but
no, it's the
thing. I need to be truthful. I mean, I can't be humble all the time.
Amen.
I need to be truthful.
No, you got to be passionate about what you do, and to be passionate, you have to come in with that attitude of I'm going to do the very best work out there. if you don't come in with that attitude, oh, I don't know, you might set yourself up for failure. Do you think that everybody should kind of approach when they make music, be like, I'm going to be the best out there? People, they're not even going to know what hit them. You think that's like a good recommendation for people, the attitude for people to have when they
I
produce
think that's a very sensible attitude to have. I don't imagine that anyone should feel shunned for being, outspoken about what they bring to the table. Let's not be too outspoken, or else you can end up like Mr. West over here, Mr. Kanye West.
No, I thought you were talking about Dreams West. I'm so out of the loop.
Well, I think
no
that there's
idea.
a limit. There's a limit to how much you should do. I mean, yeah, I think he's a bit too much, probably, right? But a little bit of that showmanship is a good thing, right?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, you got to show that you have bravado. You got to show you have character. I mean,
You got to get people. You got to get people hyped up, right? You got to get people excited for you. You know what I mean? When you're making music. So I think that's great, and I appreciate the way you do it because it's very, very tongue in cheek as well, but also sincere.
Absolutely. I mean, I just can't be humble. I mean, I feel if I were being humble, I think it's disrespectful to the people who are, interested in what I got going on. I mean, truly, what I am producing is at an elite level. It should be respected as such. And anyone that thinks differently is wrong or has never heard my music before.
They just have not been introduced to Cyantology.
I mean, it's that simple, really. Listen to the album. You will be a fan tomorrow, today, as you're listening. First track to the end. I mean, it's beautiful.
Excuse me. We got a question in the chat. I, of course, have my own personal questions, but I'd like to know, or Pacific Plaza says, can you recommend a track for DJs to add to their crates? Great question. If you went to a dance party, what would you want to hear?
A track for DJs to play in their crate. I mean, you can never go wrong with some old Armin van Helden. I mean, they got some good songs. You could, play Flowers, or You Don't Even Know Me. That's always a good one. Maybe some Bucketheads, The Bomb. Actually get the crowd going. You can never go wrong with the critically acclaimed Daft Punk's On and Off from the Human After All album. I can guarantee that people will be dancing at the sounds of a television switching from track to track.
Hell yeah.
What else? I mean, I'm not gonna say me because that should be a given.
I mean,
You
hey,
should always-
you don't have
you
to
should
say it.
always
It's
be
like
playing. You don't have to say it, but come on now. We all know what the crowd came here to listen to. It. It's me. Who else? Who else should they play?
maybe some Sade.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
I mean, if you want to put a crowd to sleep, then you can play some Sade.
Boo! Did you hear that?
Hmm.
I can't believe you said that on Hot Takes, and the chat can't believe it either. What do you got against Sade?
What do I have against Sade?
What do you have against Sade?
Not good
Everything.
music.
Can you show me on the doll where
Baker is
Sade
better.
hurt you?
I mean, I don't have any. So I can't really.
It's okay. You're not on camera. It was a joke.
Hey, sometimes it's a swing and a miss.
I'm shaking
you
and
win
crying
some or
and
lose.
puking. I can't believe you don't like Sade.
I mean, if they made better music, then I would like them. But as for now, Sade, it doesn't scratch the bill.
Damn.
It doesn't move the needle of
You
interest
heard it on Hot Takes.
that I have. I mean, so her name is not even Sade, mind you. It's Helen.
Her name is
So-
Helen.
Her name is Helen with one L. So it's not
With one
even
L.
like she's being truthful with her name either.
Hey, it's
So-
okay for people to not use their actual name. Come on.
I
Wouldn't
mean,
you agree?
not to-
Your name is not CyanBlue.
I mean, it could be. Could change it legally.
It could be. Let's be
knows?
honest. I mean, Tech Honors was not born Tech Honors. He said
Who
it
is
on
that?
Dino Hour. Who is that?
Who is Tech Hours?
He's from Death's Dynamic Shroud.
Who is? Okay, I've heard that name before. What are they though? I've heard the
What are
name
they?
DPS.
Damn,
What
son.
are they?
Okay.
They got like
I'm
a
not
jam
even
band.
joking right now.
Like
I
a-
don't listen to vaporwave that much. So
Whoa,
who
he
are
doesn't
these
listen to vaporwave.
people? I mean, why would I? I can
Why?
listen to
No,
it.
you're
would
trying.
I?
You're trying. Well, he's trying to make future funk. He wants to be fully separate from that world, right?
Yeah.
You don't have any favorite vaporwave artists or like anybody in the scene that you like?
I mean, I know Lux, so yeah, they're they're
man.
pretty good.
Good man.
If you were gun to
Everybody
my
loves
head,
Lux.
asked me to name one Lux track, Lux, you might have to pull the trigger. I cannot
Might have to
name
pull the
a
trigger on the
single Lux track. But Lux, we
Ugh,
love you.
Let's put that flames
But
back
that-
up again. What the? Not even SWAC?
I mean, what is that?
Is it a
What is
secret
that?
what SWAC stands for? I'm going to wait for her to reply.
I don't
in chat.
even know what that is.
It's probably the most. Quiz says she's going to swack you across the face.
I mean, I
Buddy,
definitely
you've never heard
know-
Lisa Frank 420 by Macintosh Plus? You got to be playing.
I mean, I've heard the name Macintosh Plus, but have I heard Macintosh Plus? No.
Macintosh Plus. Chris, you have the most concerned look on your face right now.
I do. Oh,
Yeah.
That's just my. I think that's just my face these days.
It's what
It's
happens
just the
when Isaac
resting
Mouse-
face. You're calling out his resting face. You know,
I
some
didn't mean to
people
do
don't
that,
like
Chris.
that.
I'm
resting,
sorry.
anxious face.
Oh.
Very anxious.
So honestly, I think that is really funny, but also kind of cool that you're a player in this scene. Though Future Funk is Vapor adjacent, many Vaporwave fans are also big Future Funk fans. So it's so fascinating to me that you are not really a Vaporwave fan. You are like, you're from without.
Yeah,
But-
I'm more from the French house mode.
I got you.
I got you.
So I come from future.
Well,
funk.
shit, maybe Vaporwave
From
needs
that.
some French house.
I mean, I know Skylar Spence. I mean, Saint
Yeah.
Pepsi. I mean,
Okay, there you go.
yeah, pretty much Lux and Saint Pepsi. That's it. Everyone else, I have no idea who you are. I mean,
Strip
you
Silence
know about-
says, "Oh, actually, we have
I
a
think-
we have an older question. Saturn Fu wants to know what's the song of the day.
Saturn Fu, you would be familiar that I have put a temporary hold on the sound of the song of the day. So you're gonna have to wait until that hold is off before I reintroduce. Nice try, but
Nice try.
not gonna happen.
Come on, bro.
Next question.
Next
I mean,
question, Chris. You got one?
I hope it's
Cyan,
spicy.
who's your favorite musical artist? Who's your
My
favorite
favorite-
producer?
My favorite. Ooh, okay. Now if we're talking about producers,
Let's talk about producers first.
I mean, now that goes outside Future Funk. That goes
True.
outside. That goes outside French House. I mean, when we're talking about producers, we're
Yeah.
talking about individuals responsible for some of my favorite music ever.
Yeah. What is it?
So, my favorite musical genre is New Jack Swing.
Hell
you
yeah!
Oh,
If
yeah.
you know your shit about New Jack Swing, you would know that Chucky Booker
Yeah!
is one of the most
great.
undersung producers out there. I don't hear their names brought up when we talk about, the Teddy
Oh.
Rileys, the Jimmy
Yeah.
Jam and Terry Lewis's,
Everybody knows the
the
Teddy
big
Riley.
L.A. Reid and Baby Faces.
Oh.
Get some
Okay,
love from Chucky.
so-
Without Chucky Booker, there is no Return of the Mac. I mean,
That is
Oh,
true. They sampled
true.
games.
that.
A lot of people don't know that.
So that's interesting. So you are a big New Jack Swing fan, huh?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Can you recommend a
interesting.
Chucky Booker track besides games?
Um,
Because everybody loves
besides,
that song.
I mean, everyone loves games. That's without being spoken. I would say Love is Medicine for the funny but very sensual intro. the
his medicine.
fantastic guitar solo, and just the overall grooves on that record. Love is
Grooves.
medicine. That's what you
Hell
need
yeah.
in your life.
Oh man, the music is so loud that Lux heard the telepop music sample. I'm sorry.
Love his medicine. Chucky Booker. I'm just bang this to my cue
just-
right now.
You need to add
Yeah.
the first record, Turned Away, and you need to get their Nice and Wild record. And that's all you really need.
Can you
Oh, so it's Chucky with two eyes.
yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah,
Quiz
I found it
posted
already.
in the chat the correct spelling for Chucky Booker. Post that in the Hot Takes Discord at some point if you don't mind.
So is New Jack Swing, is that your go-to music when you need to relax or when you need to feel inspired? Is that what you put on?
I think if I need to be inspired,
Yeah.
I think I would be. Because the way I operate is that I'm not listening to other future funk music,
Yeah, that's
or
what
else
I'm
I'll
asking.
accidentally,
That's
subconsciously
really
pick
cool.
up on what they're doing. So
Interesting.
In my
when I'm
opinion,
doing it,
that's really cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
What do you listen to?
I'm really trying to think, because New Jack Swing is one of them, but maybe just so simply, some funk songs, and I'm thinking of some arrangement. And you can never go wrong with listening to, the more, the French artists from Ed Banger, like Sebastian, DJ Mehdi, Justice, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you can never go wrong with the classics. But in terms of listening to other future funk, no, not really. So when I am talking about another future funk artist, in any sense, be it hateful or be it good, just know I took some time, precious time, to listen to your music. So that has to count for something.
Anytime you listen to music, we're making a choice against all other music written in history to play whatever you played.
Time
a
is
big deal.
precious. Time is precious to me. I got a lot of busy things in real life outside of the scene. So when I'm taking time to do this music shit, very, very serious about what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is taken for granted. I am very appreciative of those who do listen to my music. Just know that the same effort and love that you give to me, it's right back at you.
CyanBlue, we
So-
got a couple questions in chat, and then I'll let you get one
Oh,
more.
bring
in,
in
Chris.
those questions. Come on now.
Yeah. So it's a two-parter.
waiting.
Honestly, I'm going to combine two questions. Strip Silence
Ooh.
would like to know how you feel about hentai samples in future funk. And Aesir Archives would like to know how you feel about mid-2000s Northeastern metalcore.
I don't like metal music. It's very loud and aggressive. I don't like metal.
Okay.
In terms of the anime sounds, to be honest, I am not a huge fan of anime sounds of any sort, or anime aesthetics of any sort.
Oh.
With future funk.
So
I'm
no
more,
love for Marino Tilly
I'm
then.
more of the fan of the vaporwave 80s aesthetic of future
Mhm.
funk.
Mm-hmm.
Now that is something I
Yeah.
do know. Vaporwave, very good aesthetic. Those guys got going on over there. So I do like that with my future funk.
There's a lot of
With the anime, it's not like it's distasteful. It just feels weird. I'm the type of person that is kind of weirded out when I'm seeing anime outside of anime. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I get it.
It feels weird. Feels out of place. So yeah, that's pretty
Interesting,
much it.
interesting observation there. I think.
Yeah, they're saying I wasn't
Plus-
supposed to ask those questions, but damn it, I ask all the questions.
Plus, if I were to maybe show somebody one day my music in real life, I would be very weirded out or concerned if it had a anime girl on the cover. I would be hesitant to listen to it if I was in their shoes. So yeah,
You
no
don't-
anime aesthetic.
You don't show your music to anybody IRL?
No, this is a internet thing for me.
Hey, man.
I mean, yeah, close people in my circle, yeah.
Okay, thank
they,
you.
They got it, but like anyone else outside my close tight knit circle, nah.
Yeah, well, you got to have
Nah.
that close, tight knit circle. There's nothing
I
wrong
mean,
with that.
absolutely. I mean,
I'm
you
gonna-
could have enemies.
I'm gonna dip and grab a drink and let Chris ask the question he
You're leaving?
wanted to. No, I'm just gonna grab a drink.
Chat,
I'll be right back.
I need you to know this.
I wouldn't leave this for the world. I just want to defer to Chris for just a minute.
Chris, you're so laid back. It's like you've been doing this for ages. I mean, what's going on, man?
Oh, internet did a thing.
Oh, your internet cut out?
Did a thing for a minute. Seems to have come back now.
Okay. I thought
What were
your
you guys
partner
talking
is gone.
What were you guys
Oh,
talking
we were
about?
actually talking bad about you in those short seconds, but now that
Really,
Isaac
again?
is gone, you can talk bad about
Talk
them.
about
So
Isaac. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
go on. The floor is yours.
Balance the scales. Balance the scales.
Act like the chat isn't here.
I have nothing bad to say about Isaac. He's a great guy, and he did a really good job with his
Oh,
layout.
they had choice words for you though.
I
This is
deserve
between you and me. They said you had too much tattoos.
that. Oh, really? I don't think I have enough.
Wait. Isaac, yo,
Yes.
we weren't talking bad about you at all.
I tell you what, man. When I jumped out of chat for the mega episode, and I had Disco and Randy and Wiz, it's the minute I walked out of the room, they immediately started doing Isaac imitations. It was ridiculous. But I feel bad because I interrupted Chris earlier, and he likes to ask the
did?
good questions. Yeah, when
Oh,
I asked
good
the question
questions.
about hentai noises, or hentai.
Oh,
however
that's
it's
right.
pronounced.
That was a good question too. That it's brought up a really interesting perspective to take on the aesthetics of the genre. But I have a question: Is Cyan, when you start producing a track, what do you start with? Do you start with the sample? Do you start with I don't even like the drums that you're going to use? Like, how's your workflow?
For me, it's always the sample.
Yeah.
Because with the sample, then comes the arrangement, and naturally, what follows with the arrangement is then the drum pattern. Without the sample work being done first, you can have some huge travesties, in my opinion. Working on the sample provides you with a framework. Anyone that's listening to this that is aspiring to be a future funk legend like myself, take notes, because I'm about to reveal some exclusive stuff right now.
Ooh, take notes.
You need to
everybody.
start with
damn.
the sample. The
Start with
sample
the
is
sample.
the framework. Without the framework, you cannot, put drums all willy-nilly. You need to have a strong, solidified framework. So you start with the sample. With the sample, then comes the arrangement. The arrangement then follows the drum pattern. It is a magnifique process that I have here at Cyantology. I mean, it's just too perfect.
Wild.
How long does it take you to make a song? And do you, once you're done making a song, do you kind of pick through it and just sort of like tighten it up? Does it take you longer almost to go through it again?
Well, it depends on what metric one would say they're done. Really, because honestly, I don't think I'm ever done.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
the
look
problem,
back.
isn't it? I feel that.
Yeah, I look back at Cyantology. I think I could have done maybe a few things here or there. I mean, it's still a banger nonetheless because I bring in that God-given talent. But is it really done personally
like
to me? Who knows?
I feel you. Like it's like the music's never done. It's just like, well, I stopped. I finished. Like I just stopped. Like I did something. Eventually, I was like, it's done now. I can't do anything more. Let me just put it out there. And then yeah, you go back and listen to it.
I also feel like it's a huge disservice to hang on to something too good. The world, the future funk community needed to hear it. So I gave it to them, and for it, they are blessed. In all honesty,
Is it difficult? So then, is it difficult for you to actually finish a track and say, "I'm done. Let me put it down"? Does that take a little bit of, I don't know, internal decision making?
Yeah, I would like to know
are
this
you
too.
are you saying I struggle in determining if my track is finished or not? Is that the question?
Oh no, I'm asking if you do.
If I struggle,
Do you struggle in deciding it's done?
I would say I don't struggle now. It's a very natural process.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like I know it when I hear it,
Yeah.
and when I know it, because my opinion is what matters. When I know it's done, it's done.
If I may ask, what track gave you the most trouble?
Trouble. I mean,
Yeah, I want to hear a
what-
story about a track that gave you trouble.
a track that ever gave me trouble.
Yeah, like maybe you were like, oh, this isn't right. I'm gonna scrap everything and start from finish, or something like that. Has such a thing ever happened to CyanBlue?
I wouldn't really say no. No track has ever given me trouble. I think it's more so, you know, feedback just holding me back. Because I feel very strongly about whatever I do. I think everything is perfect. So when I do, put it out for some producers to give me feedback on, they are the ones that ultimately give me the A or nay. I have a lot of thanks for some producers giving me the backbone support, if you will, in helping me mold what is surely a feature funk classic with just 2 years of its release.
Have you read your Rate Your Music reviews?
Have I read it?
Yes. Have you read what people have said about your album?
Not in a long time, no. I haven't checked. I mean, what did the people say? I mean, obviously they love it.
I never go and rate your music.
It's a hard 7.5 right now.
All right.
Quite frankly, I think it should be rated.
It's not bad because they're a
higher.
tough crowd. They're a tough crowd.
Really, they're a tough crowd.
Rate your music, yes.
Really?
Yeah, they're tough.
Like what? So the people like is it like restricted like Wikipedia, or is it like
no?
they
It's
just
like
come in
anybody can go on it, I think, and they're just people don't hold back.
I see. Well,
That's
do I
not
have
bad.
any? Do I have any like half stars or something? Like, is it
I was
like
joking
that?
about the rating. I have not looked and don't really care what your album is rated because I think it's amazing, and
Yes.
you don't need to hear that from me. Like you already know.
I mean, guys, come on, touch up my ego. Come on, give me more praises.
Well, like I'd like to kind of start asking you some stupid kind of Isaac questions. I want to start
All
delving
right,
into
Isaac, let's go. Let's
Chris
go.
yanked off the headphone. He's out, guys. He's out.
Uh-oh. Chris
You
said,
are-
"Fuck Cyan.
He said-
I'm not giving
said-
him his flowers." He said,
You
"Fuck
are
that
on
shit."
only a handful of social media platforms.
This is true.
Unless you're
Not
just
that I
really
like
well
it.
hidden, you're pretty much only on Twitter, bud.
Yeah.
That's
pretty much it.
what is your Twitter feed looking like? Do you curate it pretty well? Do you have muted terms, or do you just kind of let her rip?
You can do that. You can mute terms.
You can create a pretty good. Twitter's pretty much broken since the last time Hot Takes aired. It broke, but yeah.
I know that Elon guy got a hold of it. And it's been up and down
Yeah,
ever
man, he,
since.
Really
It's
did
been
a
crazy
number.
over there. But no, I'm not really a big fan of social media. No, I don't like using it.
How do you? And there's wiser people than myself in the scene that are artists or that are throwing shows that detest social media, but have to use it because they have to promote their work.
It's a necessary evil. You comply with something that you might not be agreeing with, but at the end
Right.
of the day, you are putting out something that you work hard on. It's only right and fair to the people who, once again, have given their time and support for you to show that love same level of love back. I mean, it's that simple in
True.
my opinion. So it's, do we like social media? Maybe not. Do we need social media? Unfortunately, to promote, yes, we do need it.
Yeah.
It's a necessary evil.
Necessary evil is a phrase that I've heard used many times to describe it. So do you feel like you owe it to your fans to keep them in the loop about what you're doing?
Occasionally. I mean, I can't let them know everything.
True.
Like, I gotta build up some suspense for myself. I gotta maintain some level of mystery. I mean, for example, you look at this Minecraft Dream guy, built up all this mystique on his face, only to turn out to be some average white guy that I saw at a 7-Eleven.
I saw. Thank you for the link, Lux. Appreciate that. Well, there are some artists in the scene that like maybe don't, I feel like, take care of their fans. A Blank Banshee, I feel like, doesn't really. I feel like they leave their hot take. I feel like Blank Banshee leaves their fans hanging a lot.
God damn! Like what? They ghost? They disappear?
Well, I'm not gonna rag on them too much because I think they're a fantastic producer.
What?
And they definitely know how.
We're not gonna rag on a show called Hot Takes.
Well, I try not to be a hater, but Blank Banshee has a habit of just leaving people hanging, like not releasing albums for a really long time, or like I remember I went and saw him live in LA, and hey, maybe something else happened that was not explained, but when they went on, when they were supposed to go on, they started an hour-long countdown, and it was like, oh, we get to wait another hour. And just, I don't know. Shout out Blank Banshee, fantastic producer.
In real life? They made you wait an extra hour in real life?
Yes.
That's weird. Wouldn't it be better to put in another person for that time?
It was still a phenomenal show, in fairness, but the point of I don't know why I went on that tangent, but you feel like you owe it to your fans to at least give them a little fan service, if you will.
A little sneak peek. Obviously we got something, brewing up for March 31st.
Really? Do
got something brewing up.
We're about an hour and 12 minutes into our show. You want to tell us what in the world you're talking about?
Oh, wow. It's already been an hour and 12 minutes. It's like I've been talking to you guys for an hour and 12 minutes. Goddamn. Time flies.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
When you're having great discussions with great people, life is a breeze.
Oh, you're too kind.
Too kind. Thank you.
Yes, it's beautiful. But going back to what I was saying, something's brewing for March 31st. I will let the people know now. So do clip this. Ladies and gentlemen. It is a remix album of Cyantology. I heard all of your praises. I know people loved Cyantology, so I'm bringing the people back with some more Cyantology, this time in the form of a remix album.
A remix album? Okay.
Yeah. Recently, I have announced that Eve.exe and Dash 30, they teamed up together, provided me with a remix. People are going to love that. And, me being the generous person I am, I brought in a couple of rising stars of future funk on the record as from TV, FM, and Monte Hills. So it's gonna be great. I will be announcing more names every Friday, so keep aware of that on my Twitter.
That's badass. So you do kind of like we do. You brought some heavyweights, and you brought some up and comers. That's good.
I gotta be your biggest heavyweight so far. What a way to start a season. What is it, season 3? Season 2?
Season 3, buddy.
Season
in
3.
fact, I forgot to mention it in the intro. This is 2 days from our 2-year anniversary.
I mean, and what a way to kick things off with me.
This is a special
Yes, I mean,
occasion.
like, do you even remember who you had at the beginning for season 2?
I think it was
Exactly.
Discoholic.
They don't matter.
I
What?
think it was Discoholic.
Who doesn't matter?
Uh-oh.
You just think they
One
don't
more
matter.
time. Oh
Uh-oh.
no! Somebody clip it.
Oh.
Disco was the
Oh,
first
he'll be
guest.
all right.
Yeah.
Yo, Disco,
too
we love
funny.
you, man.
Right. All right. So, let me ask you this: do you spend a lot of time on YouTube? And if so, do you have a favorite video, music video, any sort of aesthetic, any sort of movie, just anything that we can find on YouTube that we should watch to get an insight into Cyan and Blue?
I found recently a very funny video of R. Kelly singing the Star Spangled Banner at a boxing event. I thought that was very funny because he tried to turn it into like a hit single or something.
Really?
Very
So you tried to update it for
He tried-
radio
he
play?
Imagine that.
Yeah, it's really funny.
I feel like
It's-
everybody who does those shows has to like put their own spin on it.
But he was trying to be like, this is gonna be in the top 40. we got a hit, boys.
Oh
It was
man.
absolutely hilarious.
That's too funny. I will have to look that up.
Yeah, you should link it in
Please
chat.
do. Please do. It is the most funniest thing you will ever hear. Well, maybe the second funniest thing you'll hear from him, because when he did the Trapped in the Closet hip opera, as he calls
Oh
it,
my god.
that was also very funny.
Or that like 12-minute song about him professing his like innocence or whatever.
Oh yeah.
You know, obviously, you know, R. Kelly is clearly he's done pretty much. I mean, you got the
Yeah,
remix
they
to
just
Ignition.
gave him, I think, 20 years, 20 more years
20?
on top
Okay.
of a like already serving 31-year sentence. So yeah, he's over.
Damn. Yeah,
He
he's
is gonna
over,
be
man.
broke. So
He created a lot of problems, and
yes, he did.
the entire music industry as well enabled quite a bit.
Oh, absolutely.
What are some?
I'm not sure. Oh, you finished?
What are some? Sorry to talk over you. What are some problems that you think are really really big, like either spoken or unspoken problems with the music industry, just in general, or just even on a macro or micro scale? What grinds your gears regarding music?
I think the biggest thing is transparency. Transparency in the sense of an artist that you've never heard of all of a sudden popping out of nowhere. It kind of feels like they're the buzzword of a industry plan, if you will. It's very weird because of course some of these artists have histories, but it's like Billie Eilish, who? I mean, I've never heard of you until I've heard this song Bad Guys. I mean, what's up with that? And then
Well-
there's also shady backrooms deals in what, proper crediting of artists on a record. That always gets a bit hairy.
True. Like ghost production and that sort of thing.
Yeah, ghost production, who sampled this, there was that famous altercation, with Pharrell Williams when he came out with Blurred Lines, was it? With Robin Thicke?
Yeah, that's right.
With the Marvin Gaye estate. And the
That's
Marvin
right.
Gaye estate won because they claimed it was like something of a vibe. It had the same vibe as Marvin Gaye, and so that might set a bad precedent in the future
Yeah.
for artists getting sued for vibes. Because if that's the case, Bruno Mars is going to be sued from hell to back with all the
True.
black inspiration he's had in his last two projects of Silk Sonic and 24K Magic. And
Yeah.
speaking to Chris's beef a little bit with singles over albums. I would like to chime in and saying I I'm a fan of singles, but I don't like it when it kind of feels like the album was an afterthought, if that makes sense. Because with Silk
think it
Sonic,
does.
they came out with fantastic singles to boost up their name, and then when the album dropped, it was like two new tracks from the tracks that were already released. So that kind of bummed me out. And in fact, my album, Cyantology, and you can check this on Spotify, it's longer than the Silk Sonic album. So, this is true.
Do you think that
Very
there is a perfect album length?
Perfect album length.
Yes,
I
is there
would.
such
I
thing
wouldn't
as
say. I wouldn't attribute it to a minute length. I would attribute it to a track length.
okay?
I feel like 9 to 13 tracks. I think you're doing your fans a good service there.
Okay.
You
Well,
want me to sit down and listen to an album with 15 tracks? Now that's a different story.
well, but what if each track is like a minute and a half long?
Well, then that's just not an album. That's an EP at that point. I mean,
So the
come on now.
Locust's Plague Soundscapes is not an album.
I mean, I have no idea who
Fantomas
they
is.
even are, but if they are really putting out projects 60 seconds long, they're doing their fans a disservice. You got to give the people what they want.
Well, what
And,
about the
in my
flip side?
case, in my case, people wanted the new CyanBlue. I gave them the new CyanBlue, so we're good on that front.
I guess we could all take a hint and create a, 10-track album. Every track's about 3.5 minutes. I think that's the industry standard, right?
Yeah, 3:30 or like 3 minutes.
About 3:30.
Yeah.
Maybe that. Honestly, that. Do you feel like tracks are getting shorter? And I want your input on this too, Chris. Both of you fellas, do you think tracks are getting shorter or longer in general?
Well, it depends
Mostly like
on
in the pop music sphere.
Shorter, definitely shorter.
Yep.
I mean, Halsey, complained of her track length having to, fit for TikTok, like making tracks for
Yeah.
TikTok. So,
That's what
wait,
I was
what's that,
thinking.
Halsey? Wait, who's the lead singer of Paramore?
Well, what's her name? I don't
Haley.
remember.
Is it Haley?
Haley,
No.
that's it, Haley.
Haley
That's
something.
You're right.
You see, I always get those two
Haley
mixed
Williams,
up.
thanks,
Whether
Lux.
it's Haley
knows everything.
or Halsey, it was one of those two H's. One of them complained about, having to make music for TikTok. I think, when we tried to pigeonhole creators, it stifles their creativity and potential. So we should try our best to, allow artists to do as they please, instead of, making them make music for TikTok.
Fair. I mean, TikTok does get people listens, but I don't. I mean, I don't use TikTok. I don't have a problem with people that do, but I'm not one. I'm kind of curious, how often does it translate to stream payouts or album sales? You know what I mean? If it does, I think we better be getting on TikTok.
I would imagine there is maybe some metrics for that. You would just have to find them.
What do you think contributes to some artists finding fame and success and other artists just not finding that success?
I think it's just pure and simple, luck. You have to be very, very lucky because, you have some talented artists out there who are definitely better than me when it comes to producing music. Yet I have almost 1K followers on, say, SoundCloud, for example. And yet they only
Gotcha.
have 100 followers on SoundCloud, for example. So it's definitely luck. And possibly how you get yourself out there.
So who you talk to, how you promote, what playlists you land on, something like that.
Yeah, possibly because I mean, with my phenomenal album, Cyantology, we're talking about a lot of hits that have been released, and yet none of those songs appeared on the Feature Funk editorial playlist. It took everything I touched to get onto the editorial playlist for Feature Funk. I mean, if that isn't a travesty in itself, I mean, we might really need to call into question whoever is running that playlist.
So sad that it's just like every artist just trying to compete for 2 different playlists, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who runs that.
Competition is good for the genre. This is not
That's
an
it.
open question
There are
for
2
both.
different playlists you can get on: vaporwave or future funk. There's like I don't even know how many hundreds of playlists there are on Spotify, but there's only 2 that artists from this walk of life can try and get on. But at least we can get on them.
Would you say the competition is exciting? Is it good?
It gets people making music, I guess, but it would be nice if there was a 3rd playlist. It would be nice if there was a 3rd playlist for people.
I wish that the chill synth people would overlap with the MIDI wave people a little more, because it's practically the same thing. FM Skyline and Orograph and Windows 96 would do really well, and some of them kind of already are, but to work with Hotel Pools and Flavio Labar and Odling and Allison and all those people,
Yeah.
But then again, it's a whole lot of other very small subcultures and subgenres. CyanBlue.
I mean, maybe it's a. Oh, I'll let you finish.
No, I apologize. Go right ahead.
No, I'm curious as to where you were gonna move the conversation. Please
I just had another question, man. Just keeping it moving. I want to get as many of your tastes out there as I can in this next 35 minutes. So I would like to know. We know what your favorite music is, right? Can you describe for me your least favorite music?
How can I say this as tastefully as possible? Whoever created the genre called hyperpop, you are not respected in my household. Let's just
not respected in the CyanBlue house.
We will not be playing whatever that music is in my household.
I know Lux is not a big hyperpop fan. Sorry to put you on blast here, but hey, you've got a friend.
God damn, throwing your girlfriend under the bus on the internet. God
I wouldn't
damn.
call that throwing her under the bus. I'm just like,
you are very. Chris, have you ever done anything like that? Throwing someone?
No, I would never.
Hey, listen, man. I mean, I've had a 1, 2, 3. Come on, this is hot takes.
I still maintain that I think One of Tricks Boy never invented hyperpop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Sticky Drama is the first hyperpop song.
HKE has entered the chat. I went back and watched the video for Sticky Drama again, and it's fucking phenomenal.
I think there's even like A.G. Cook, who's like a really big hyperpop figure.
PC music.
They remix Sticky Drama.
Good. I bet it's phenomenal. Do you remember PC music, CyanBlue, or did you ever listen to like Sophie or that one song that was in the McDonald's commercial, the Lemonade song?
Unfortunately, no.
No.
Rest in peace to Sophie, though. I only became familiar with their music due to their passing, their tragic passing. So,
tragic
rest in
indeed,
peace, and our respects to Sophie.
Rest in peace to the homie Sophie.
Those are questions we got.
Not all hyperpop has to sound like 100 gecs, but like I get it. We're down to 30 minutes, guys. If anyone in the chat has some questions for CyanBlue, please fill that chat up with questions. I guess I would like to know, like, I'd like to dig a little deeper, like, regardless of the genre, whether you're checking out. Oh, I skipped your question, Lux. Damn,
and you're skipping their questions.
I'm skipping Lux's questions.
You are really gonna have a stir.
I'm gonna have to scroll up and find this one. The fact is, there is typically like a thing that I can tell you. I mean, it's dependent upon genre, but when I'm hearing a new song, there are certain things that like make or break it. Where like if I hear that, I don't want to hear the rest of the song. It's over. It's curtains. What is something that ruins a song for you?
Anime noises.
Anime
it's very
noises.
weird. It's very off-putting. I'm not a big fan of it. I'll maybe
answer.
stomach it through if the sample choice is good, but nah, man, I don't want anime noises. It's very weird, as I said before, to hear, anime outside of anime. To see anime outside of anime,
Are you an anime fan?
This doesn't. Yeah, I watch a few anime.
Okay. Someone said
Not
they
as
hate the
much as
Yoshi
they
noises, and what the quiz? All right, well, hey, there's something for everybody in art, right? Lux did have a really good question, and I'm so sorry. I just pinned it. Lux wants to know, with how Cyan sees things in blue, does he have music to color synesthesia? Are you familiar with music to color synesthesia?
Is that the name of an album, a record?
It could be.
Should
But-
be.
What, Chris, do you want to explain it?
No, you can do it.
Or is
Alright.
this like the thing where people attribute
knows what it is.
color
Yeah, I think he knows
color
what it
to
is.
certain thing?
It's a bit. It's where people people hear
Yeah.
a song and they go, "This is a red song. This song is giving me silver vibes." Do you experience this?
Yeah, I would say I would maybe experience that. So with numbers, certain numbers shout out to me and say, "Yeah, this is a red color," like number 3. I would attribute that to being a red color, and then maybe the number 7. I think that's blue.
You
And
mean like
7's
the
my favorite
numbers
color.
themselves?
Yeah, like attributing numbers to certain colors. That's how it is for me, at least.
Okay,
Music.
I feel that.
I can't really see that. No, not really. I would hope the CyanBlue album gives happy feelings across the entire rainbow, and hopefully See It in Blue is in fact blue.
I do not experience music to color synesthesia, and I'm a little jealous of people that do. Man, my mic. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. But anyways, it seems like it's a fascinating phenomenon.
Yeah, you're just jealous. You don't have what we have.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Wait, does Chris have it?
What about Chris? Me, I listen to music and I picture landscapes and shit and worlds, not colors.
Ooh, portals.
Yeah, same.
I see.
Or like accompanying. I picture like what would I make the music video for this?
Yeah, I kind of do that in my head too. Yeah.
Whoa, you guys got music video?
I mean,
Yeah, like,
sometimes.
just imagine like what the world is. The song is representing.
God damn. I
Yeah,
need to up my production value, dude. I want music videos.
I will say, and I don't know if you can relate, Chris, but like the more lyrics there are, the less I get to experience that. Like I
Yeah,
prefer the
I agree.
fully instrumental. Okay, I guess I was
Fully
turning the
instrumental
wrong
is easier to
knob.
build a world. Yeah, I agree. When it becomes a little bit more of a personal experience, I'm picturing the singer when I hear the singing.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
like what type of world is being built by Mark Morrison's Return of the Mac? What is he trying
What's
to
this?
say?
People on a boat, people on really like sexy boats and shit, man. And it's like I'm like speed
People on
boats going
sexy
through the
boats.
water really fast, and there's like some like girls on the boat too, and he's up at the front.
Cyan,
Stuff like that.
I'm going
flipping
to put
some
you
drinks.
on to a really good flip of Return of the Mac. I'm going to
Oh, is
DM
it
it to
Ed?
you. No.
Is it Ed's flip?
Who? Ed
Is-
Ed who?
Like Ed then period, because they made a flip and they sent me the project file of that. I was supposed to remix it, but I didn't do it.
Damn, why didn't you?
Things happen.
Fair.
Things happen. I couldn't really gel with the sample, but it is still a phenomenal flip.
I mean, there is such thing as flips that are like too risky or like too well known, but I'm gonna put you onto this flip after the show. Now I got a hot one for you.
All right. Lay it on me.
In your scene, I don't want to hear any names, but
Ooh, big drama?
if there is big drama, or just something that you would tell somebody in your scene that you feel like is big drama, what would you tell this person?
Big drama, like how would I tell them, to
if you could say anything to whatever the biggest source of drama in your scene is, what would you say to this person?
Well, I tend to be a very forgiving person,
Me too.
I think it's appropriate, to pull them to the side, let them know, what we expect, maybe what type of behavior we would like to see out of them. And if from there, if they make the corrections, everything's all good. Because you never want to unceremoniously be kicked out of a Discord server or whatever group type setting. And if you are unceremoniously kicked out of something, you would at least want an explanation as to maybe what went down, so that you could correct one's behavior. At least be afforded that second chance opportunity. Now, I am familiar with an artist in your scene that gave themselves the N-word as an artist name. What's up with that?
That is true. What is up with that? What are your thoughts on that?
Has anyone pulled them to the side? Because
that's a really good question.
When I learned of this, I was not too pleased.
I do not know the answer to that question. I don't know that there has been a statement ever officially released about that.
You see, now that's unfortunate.
You said that you said that you were none too pleased when you learned about this.
You see, it's unfortunate because people in the community are aware of it, but they don't want to do anything about this. So, obviously, we're still in Black History Month, so I'm hoping.
That's right, buddy.
I'm hoping I hope that we can do something.
Don't hold back.
Come on now. You know what might be the best way to celebrate Black History Month?
By Cyantology?
My music, yes, Chris, that is correct.
That's right. Celebrate.
Right.
Well, you know
what might be the best way?
That's fucking great.
I love that.
We obviously, sample a lot of work from Black artists, so there needs to be some support in some...
I get a clear pass, obviously, on that.
You're speaking some truths.
This is a fun episode.
So, hey, for the rest of today and tomorrow, buy CyanBlue's Cyantology. Why don't you drop a link in the chat, buddy, if you have Twitch pulled up? And if not, I'm sure Lux will beat you to the punch.
Hey, Lux, do that for me. Thank you.
On Business Casual. Not sure if there are still physicals. John, of course, is a good friend of the show. Came on the show.
Ooh, yeah, all the physicals are gone. They
the
sold
physicals
out
are gone. They sold out record goddamn time.
Within 3 months, I think. 3 months they were all gone. So
would you ever consider a vinyl repress?
It really just depends on how much people would want it. I've definitely seen some comments from people saying, yeah, we want the vinyl, but that's
shout
some
out
people.
Porter,
I
thank
need
you.
a lot of people, so maybe in the future that could be something that could be discussed, but as of right now, it's murky on it. Maybe do a pre-order type thing so I can see the quantity, then press it.
Yeah.
Or it's hard to really say. I don't want to reveal too much now.
Ooh, this
But
is
I will say this: there will not be another cassette tape for Scientology. So what's out
Okay.
there is out there, and it will be the same for the remix album, Cyantology Reborn. So once those tapes are gone, people, that's it.
Curtains.
So truly, if you want to own the greatest feature funk release this year, you need to act fast, because it would really suck if someone didn't get what
It's
is
going to be on end of
definitely-
year lists. You better
Oh,
get it when it drops, March
if this
31st.
if this isn't top 3 of the r/Future Funk album rankings, I mean, we're gonna have some stern words.
I heard that. Listen, buddy, we got a couple from Lux. Lux would like to know, first of all, how do you feel about future funk producers using, or in her opinion, overusing producer tags for tracks?
Overusing, okay. I would say maybe follow the example of, my album Cyantology. I mean, once again, just further proving how this album is the staple of future funk. But I only have one song that says, "Have you heard the new CyanBlue?"
Oh, it's only one?
One song in an album, or maybe two. Maybe two's too much though, so maybe just keep it to one. So.
I think it's a fun tag, but again, I may be biased.
Oh yeah, have you heard that new CyanBlue? Yeah, it's definitely unique. It's not a overused. You're listening to blank artist. Not to throw anybody under the bus that uses that or had used that in the past, but it's over and done with. We need some unique ones. That's Matt has a unique one where it goes, "That's Matt, where you at?" That's pretty.
That's Matt's a lot of fun. I've just recently started getting into his work.
Hey, you need to get them on here. They are. I think they would fit this.
We like to bring on anybody and everybody, up and coming, well known, all different walks of life, and yeah, that's Matt would work out really well for hot takes.
I mean, that's Matt. I think they would get along with Chris. Somebody just
That's Matt makes party
me
music. You've heard That's Matt, right, Chris?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, lots of good chops.
I think they really would get along. Somebody just tells me.
Honestly, one of my favorite questions to ask people, Cyan, is what is with the baby emoji? But anyways, one of my favorite questions. Somebody just dropped a baby emoji. Anyways, I like to ask people.
Have that in your near future. Who knows?
Hey, listen, you heard it on Hot Takes. I always like to ask people who they think that we should bring on the show, but you answered the question already. That's Matt.
Hey, look, I have a vision of seeing things through into the future. I knew you were gonna ask that question, so
okay. Now people are dropping crazy baby emojis all over. For those of you listening in on podcast, it's just a bunch of baby faces.
That's the beautiful thing about interacting with chats. As soon as you say you don't like something, they spam it in chat.
Hey, you mentioned earlier that you don't play live, and I feel like you also mentioned that you don't really attend live shows as well. Did I mishear you, or you don't really go to live shows?
Yeah, man. Everything's on the down low in real life, so now I'm not really attending live shows or anything like that. I mean, it's not like there's anything going on in my part of Canada. So yeah, pretty much just URL shows for the most part. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So you are just not distracted. You can focus on your art.
Yeah. So I have many opportunities to just focus on the craft rather than the performance. Although if I were to focus on the performance, I will let you know now, it will be the greatest Future Funk live performance you'll ever see. I think it would definitely rival Disco Harlots. That's how.
wow.
That's how huge. That's how huge I'm talking about here. So,
Well, you know, somebody needs to book you and fly you out of the frozen
yes,
tundra.
fly me out. You need to flight back to and from needs to be accounted for. Holiday hotel stay got to be accounted for. Maybe even a driver. Give me a chauffeur. Yeah, so I'm very expensive. So,
man. Well, at the end of the day, I think that if it's a question of location, you get a pass. I mean, I don't know about you, Chris, but I feel like I've been going to fewer shows, but it's because like I need to use those like designated holidays that I have to play shows. So I only get so many like, you know, EWP days that I can use. So
did you go to 100% Electronica?
I did go to Electronicon. Did you?
I mean, no. I was there in spirit with the people.
We would like you to. We'd like you to come at some point.
Yeah,
in fact, someone literally just said in chat, "Can we get CyanBlue at the next pop-up shop lineup?" Because the lineup at Catch One was damn good. I mean,
was it really damn good? If I wasn't there, you need to correct your wording there.
Hey, you're right.
That was a mistake.
I'm Deja Vu. You gotta fix it.
Gotta be careful.
Make it make sense.
But yeah, hey, who knows? Sky's the limit as well.
Don't rule it out.
The future.
Well, I always like to ask our guests what some of their what some of their favorite shows were that they were attendees at, and which ones that they disliked. But we can skip.
You can't really get that.
We can skip that one, I guess. No, it's okay. I guess if I had to ask you to exemplify the best of either future funk or French house or electro or whatever,
like what artists exemplify?
What track, album, or artist besides yourself, of course, right, is your favorite example of your favorite genre?
Ooh, that's interesting. And usually I like to preference this, with using, because usually there's a question within future funk of what is French house, what is future funk. And to answer your question, I feel like what I'm about to say kind of answers what I'm about to, really say or, answer. Because to me, when it comes to French house, it's about looping. It's about finding that one loop that's very repetitive, but people, just can't get over.
Okay.
Of recent date, there is an artist that goes by the name SDR, aka Shaw Desmond Resmet.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I butchered his last name, but he used to be known by Phenom Music. And he made a song called Make Me Feel, using the clarity, the way you make me feel sample. And I feel like this song is a perfect example of at least French house in the internet era of the late 2000s, early 2010s. Because there's some fantastic looping, and there's a very, very small section of, chops. When it comes to future funk now, I feel as if when it gets to that, it's now all about the chopping of the sample. Good future funk is future funk that is chopped. Lazy future funk is, in my opinion, just simply mislabeled French house. But that's neither here nor there. But
no, I think that's
a point of view.
That's a really
one of the best designations between the two that I've heard.
I think that's fucking gem for this episode.
Well said. That was well said.
I mean, guys. I am future funk, so I know these things.
You would know these things, yes.
When it comes to that,
thoroughly agree. I love chops.
Loved that.
Please feel
Loved that.
free to use that when you're describing the difference. But yeah, when it comes to feature funk, it's all about how you chop the sample. And I think one of the best feature funk songs out there uses the same sample as the Phenom track of Make Me Feel. It's now Eve.exe's Mode track from, I think, his Remember album he released with Future Society.
Okay.
There are some incredible chops in that track. Truly some top tier future funk happening there. Now, when you get to the middle of both of them, which I feel would be, I would say, is my music. My music is a beautiful blend of both of these genres of music because I come from the French house mode, but I operate within the future funk mode. I think
Well said.
you're still using the same sample of Clarity's The Way You Make Me Feel. I feel that my track, Dreams About You, on Cyantology, is now a beautiful blend of French house and future funk, where at the beginning of the track, you are hearing the beautiful choppings of the Clarity sample at the beginning, and then slowly as we get to the end of the track, it morphs into, say, a into a French house track, I mean to say, with now just the looping of the sample. And yeah, that to me answers the question.
This is the
of,
content I crave.
This is great.
You only get this high level of thinking from the new side.
Are you able to link that track in Twitch? Are you on Twitch right now?
Hold on. Let me see if I can get out the Twitch real quickly.
If not,
Oh, no, don't like mess.
Yeah,
with your
don't let your
Please
internet
don't.
shit itself
No,
again.
no,
but
forget it. Forget
what
it.
is the name one more time of the track that you just gave us the story of with the Clarity sample?
Right. So first, yeah, let me pull that up for you.
He's doing it.
Because people, please, this is a.
I think Lux
beautiful.
posted it. Is it called Mode?
Yeah, Mode is the name of the Eve track.
On Chorus
And now I am giving you the one of the French Housewife by Phenom.
Oh, sick. Yeah, please. This is what our viewers want to hear, you know. At least I think. The most consistent thing I keep hearing from people is I want to hear more about the production process and more can you put me on to more, you know, like music, you know, etc. Okay, cool.
Absolutely. Because,
Radical.
you know, I feel like because there is, unfortunately, too much of a blurred lines, because we still haven't truly defined what is future funk, because it is still, unfortunately, within that shadow of vaporwave, which is why, speaking back, whose comment was that? Was it Strips or Plastic Dreams? I'm not sure who was the one that gave that question of what do you think about vaporwave and future funk, whatnot. But simply to sum it up, I think in order for future funk to truly define itself, it needs to have a starting point, something that we can all point to and say
Right.
without a doubt, this is future funk. And once again, guys, the answer to that question is Cyantology. This
Cyantology.
Track,
I consider it a quintessential
is future funk.
I consider it a quintessential future funk record. I mean, future funk has evolved quite a bit from its almost lo-fi hip-hop origins with Keats Collective and Juicy Tunes to, you know, the Weeby, Macross, you know, Night
I wouldn't
Tempo.
even say Keats is lo-fi. It was just more so hip-hop beats with funky
Ooh,
samples.
my man knows about Keats Collective. Okay.
Like,
Good.
I feel like, unfortunately, you know, with Flamingosis, he gets wrapped up with future funk artists like Young Bay, but because of his sample choices,
Yeah.
being those funky samples. For me, he has always been, a hip hop instrumental artist.
Right.
Same goes for Vanilla
Right. Yeah.
or
Okay.
MT Bird.
Okay. Or like,
Yeah.
like there's a
You
lot of
put them-
new disco
Right.
artists like Leatherette. They don't make future funk, but they use samples a lot.
Absolutely.
I'll mix a Leatherette track into a dance party because people won't know like that's not a future funk artist, but
Absolutely.
Well, guys, we
mean,
got
but-
5 minutes.
Oh wow.
I
Guys,
want
Man,
I
what
want
a
to-
pleasure it has been.
Yeah, it's been a great time. It's crazy how fast it goes, right?
I
Absolutely.
have had such a good time, and I want to make sure that you get to use these last few minutes because Chris and I will mention a few things that we have coming up, but I want you to have the floors for you to promote anything, anyone, or just talk about stuff that you got going on. Drop some links if you still have the Twitch open. The floor is yours.
Sure thing. So, with CyanBlue, please keep tuned with the Twitter or my SoundCloud. We will be dropping music whenever. But in terms of the upcoming release on March 31st, I mean, really and truly mark your calendars, people. I cannot stress enough that this will hands down be the greatest future funk release put out this year. It is that good. So be ready. It's gonna be very
Right.
exciting.
We're ready.
Very cool. Cannot wait. Anything else? Anybody else? Anything you got going on?
Actually, you guys haven't really answered the most important question of all. Have you heard the new CyanBlue?
Some of it.
Interesting.
I have not heard all of it. You'll forgive me that. But
Interesting.
boy, did I love what I did here. You guys have got a
Alright.
real treat coming up on the 31st of March. Out via Montem, correct?
Montem, it's gonna be out on Business Casual.
Okay.
That's nice.
Don't know why I thought I heard Montem. We did talk about Montem, so
I mean,
y'all will forgive me that faux pas. I thought it was BizCast too, but we were talking about Montem, so oops, Well, y'all stay
Montem.
tuned. And in the meantime,
yeah.
if you haven't heard Cyantology, what are you doing? If you want to hear dance-worthy tracks with great chops, great loops, and fun samples, check out the source material too. CyanBlue's got some great taste when it comes to source material. Thank you for blowing up that link, Lux. Well, she's really coming through for you tonight, bud. Check out
What a great
Cyantology.
moderator.
We didn't get him on the show just because of his personality and his amazing accent. We got him on the show because of the beauty of Cyantology.
Is it really true that you love my accent?
I do.
Yes.
I can't place it. At first, I thought
Does
it was
it-
a bit, but
Does it still have that twang? Does it still got
No.
that twang in it? No.
you sound like you belong in the middle of New York City.
Oh, New York. I've never been. Actually, no.
That's Matt just
I
jumped
almost
in chat.
drowned when I was in New York, actually.
He almost drowned.
Yeah.
Jesus. Well, I'm glad that you
Yeah.
did it, bud. Yeah, I
What a blessing.
that's Matt. We were talking about how much we love your work. But hey, Chris, do you want to shout out anything or tell the people anything cool you got going on coming up here pretty soon?
Sure. I've got a song on the recent Coast to Coast collective
That's right.
compilation. That song's called Consider the Price. Should be on streaming services in another day or two as well. Then I have a song called All That I Dream. That's on the SlimeWire comp. And then April 28th is going to be my party Eclipse
That's
at the
right.
700 in Philadelphia. And that's a Friday, April 28th. And I'll be playing a bunch of wave music, witch house music,
Yeah.
synthwave, and funk, and like dark pop music. And then also, of course, you can get my album on vinyl from Neil Juice Records. There you go, before it goes and melts. And
Still got copies of Polymath Vampire out there.
Oh yeah, yep.
Nice.
Still got copies of Polymath Vampire, my album Polymath
got a label
Vampire,
mate
the
there.
side project. There you go. From on Business Casual, and yep, that's
a
good.
hard
That's all.
7.5 on Business Casual.
All right.
Guys, I
What about
think
you, Russell?
we've got a live stream event coming up. I don't think it's been announced yet, and I certainly hope that I don't get myself in any trouble, but Daydream Deluxe and Indie Advent
Oh, yes.
have got a live stream event coming up.
That's right.
It is the middle of March. I believe it is March 16. Lux says it's sort of been announced. But if you like to donate to help save people from cancer in Australia, and you want to tune in for a 30-minute all 80s R&B and smooth jazz DJ set,
Nice.
courtesy of me,
Very
with
cool.
visuals by Indie Advent, throwback to my old set for Rosewood, Care, I think it was. We got some Al Jarreau. We got some Foreplay. We got some Vanessa Williams. We got some Janet Jackson. I know Skelly's a Janet Jackson fan. So I think you're going to love my set, buddy. It's very romantic. Very, just tear-jerker tracks, man. But anyways, we are at time. But y'all tune in. Keep your ear to the ground. In the middle of March, there will be a live stream event. Daydream Deluxe and Utopia District throwing that event. And I will be participating. Along with some other
guys,
really cool
and
IRL
keep on
shows.
rocking in the weird world.
Keep
Doodle-doo.
on. And you know what, man? You need to play some live shows because I would love to see you play. Anyways, y'all tune in 2 weeks. We do not have a guest, I don't believe, picked out yet, Chris. We got some good people coming up in
We
season
got some
3.
people in the queue coming up.
And the 13th at 9 p.m. Eastern. Or we might need to do it a little earlier. You're looking kind of sleepy there, my guy.
Good. Let's go.
Meet us here at twitch.tv/hottakesvapor. And last of all, if you want to eke in a last-minute donation, follow the link. Totally optional, but very much appreciated because this does cost money. And we appreciate all of you lovely people for being here and tuning in. Thank you, CyanBlue, for joining us tonight. You were the perfect first guest for Season 3.
Hey, you guys are very welcome to bask in my glory.
Good night, y'all. We're going to roll the ad, and then everybody have an amazing night.
That's a hot take. So I have a hot take for you. My hot take? Well, I think some artists need to put a little more energy in their live set.
Overly complicated tracks are things that kind of ruin a track to me.
Don't stick to any kind of genre label.
Future bass is the worst music genre ever created.
Barber Beats was the original vaporwave. Fuck General MIDI Choir. It's all bad.
Bruh.
Worst album artwork I've ever seen is Green Day's Father of All Motherfuckers, probably.
I find new music often, and I usually illegally download it.
Stuff that sounds good. Sampleless vaporwave is still vaporwave, buddy.
MIDI wave is a form of vaporwave. Deal with it.
Gen Z's the future of vaporwave. I said it. What is your musical guilty pleasure, Vapebearer?
It's gotta be K-pop.
If you don't like mint chocolate chip ice cream, you are a baby.
Music isn't real. I smell weed. I'm Dan Mason. This is Vape Eric. This is FM Skyline.
This is Mesh.
Yo, this is Groovy Kaiju. This is Christ. You're listening to
Hot Takes.
That's the one.
Don't touch my records. Ever.